All right, day two, trying to keep on my goal of doing a vlog of every day. So we'll see how this goes. Yesterday we took a look around my room and saw what was on the walls, but it was also the first day of school. So how do you get to know your students? How do you start building that relationship early? It's a crucial step. And so one of the things that I implemented this year is rather than every year trying to make your way through a list of 30 to 35 students in your class with names, with different backgrounds that you're not sure how to pronounce and going through and butchering them, I started having students introduce themselves first. There's a, I can't imagine what it's like to have my name constantly butchered by a teacher across 7 periods, right? So 7 different teachers, 7 different ways of saying your name. Your name is an important piece of your identity, and valuing students' identity has to start with their name on the very first day. And so I had students introduce themselves and went through, they introduced how they wanted their name pronounced. If there was any type of if it was too quiet or if I didn't quite catch it, I would ask them to repeat it. I made notes on my laptop on our software for attendance to write down some pronunciation guides if I had trouble pronouncing it or if it was pronounced a way differently than how I originally thought, so that I make sure I get it right. And I think that goes a long way. You gotta start with somebody's name. It's the most basic thing when you meet somebody. Remember your students' names early. We have set as a department goal to have all of our students' names memorized by next week. That's a tall task for 150 names, but if you're going to start off on the right foot, you got to get there. The other thing I started having students do this year is identify their gender pronouns. About 2 years ago, I started adding that to my signature line in my email, that my preferred pronouns are he, him, and his, as a way to start normalizing gender fluidity and that non-binary genders, that there isn't just 2 gender options and that people have a choice to be able to be referred to how they want to, how they self-identify. And so I had students go through and do that, both on a name card. So I asked them to write their name on the face of a note card and then answer 4 questions, which you can't read because they're backwards, about whether their preferred pronouns, what languages they speak at home, so that I can talk to parents on the phone and use translation services if necessary. What are they most passionate about, and what makes a good teacher, what quality makes a good teacher. So I was trying to find that out from them. But when I had them share out loud, they just introduced themselves by name and then they said their preferred pronouns. Now, this is a new concept for a lot of students, and they've never heard this before. And like, well, of course, I'm a he or I'm a she or whatever it may be, or what are these other ones? And it can be a struggle. And so let students know why you're doing it, why you self-identify, and then encourage them to make that choice for themselves. Out of 150 students, I only had 2 students that seemed to kind of like jokingly say that they preferred pronouns were a different one. And I just asked them to stay after class. We had a quick conversation. I tried to assume positive intent, and they said that they really didn't understand what I meant by preferred pronouns, so they thought they were just choosing which one was their favorite. It may have been true, it may have been not, but I think as I'm building relationships, I'm going to take them at face value and just let them know that, just people in the room may have thought you were making a joke out of it and not taking it seriously. And so people who don't identify by a gender binary may have been tripped up on that. So you got to be aware of what's going on in the room. So start off the year right, start building those relationships, get connected, and let each student identify.